Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Today is Friday, October 1st at 1:44 p.m. here in sunny California. And of course, across the market, we're seeing some green candles today, which is very encouraging signs indeed. In today's video, of course, I'm going to update where we are with Bitcoin and the rest of the market, but I'm going to focus today on DGB, Atom, EOS, and HBAR. DGB, Atom, EOS, and HBAR. And these are requests from viewers in the comments. So if you want to see something, if you drop it in the comments, I will do my best to give you some TA on that particular asset. Now, right off the bat, looking at this DGB chart, the first thing that you see is that this thing is insane. I mean, are you looking at this chart? I mean, just look at this chart without comment. I used two different technical analysis methodologies for charting targets for DGB, and both of them led me to the conclusion that in the years to come, we can expect 200 to 500x, not 20 to 50, 200 to 500x in DGB. I mean, this chart is absolutely insane. DGB is rocket fuel. However, let me say to you that these targets of $10.26 targets are not end-of-year targets. This is not where DGB is going by the end of this year. This could take years. I expect maybe 3 to 5 years on these targets. However, these targets are in play and even beyond. I mean, if it could go even beyond this. So, I mean, you know, I look at technical analysis, not fundamental analysis. The primary presupposition of technical analysis is that the fundamentals are already contained in the charts, meaning it doesn't mean that the fundamentals are not important. It simply means that the fundamentals have already affected the price action. And so that when we look at the charts, it does not discount the fundamentals, but it simply assumes that the fundamentals are real and they have already affected the price. And so what we see happening with the candle patterns is simply the playing out of how the fundamentals have affected a particular asset. Okay, we'll talk more about that in the future. To kind of zoom in on where DGB is going in the days to come between the now and the end of the year, we have to take a look at the weekly chart. I'm going to add volume to this chart just so that we can kind of get a sense for the volume. And as we can see, the volume has been decreasing. We see this decrease in the volume here. I don't need a dotted line there. And so once the volume breaks out and the RSI breaks out and the MACDs break up and the price action breaks up, that is when we get huge green candles like this on the weekly chart, we're heading towards our end of year targets. And my targets for end of year are between 64 cents and 80 cents for DGB. So to get it kind of a feel for what that looks like, that's more like 12x to 15x. So I think we have a good chance of seeing DGB 12x to 15x between now and the end of the year. Those are my targets for the end of the year, and just kind of looking at the daily chart to see what's happened. We've been in this bearish trend, which is actually bullish. It's more like this is what a bull flag actually does, or a bull pennant actually does, is it's a falling wedge. It goes down. The difference between a bullish wedge and a bearish wedge is that a bearish wedge tends to go up and then break down, and a bullish wedge tends to go down and then break up. And that's what we're seeing here. And to confirm that, the RSI has broken up, and to confirm that, the MACDs are now turning bullish. And to confirm that, the price action is broken out of this trend here. So I think in the days to come, and if we can just kind of chart the depth, we can kind of get a feel for what the next target for DGB is. And we're looking at about a 25% bump from the time that we broke bullish out of this. And so, yeah, we're looking at a short-term target of about 5.5 cents, okay? And then once we make that support, we could build on top of that. So DGB is strong. DGB is strong. Once again, on the weekly, We're looking at heading between 64 and 80 cents by the end of the year. Moving right along to Atom, Cosmos. Looking at Cosmos. First of all, taking a look at these on this weekly trend in the RSI, we've broken out above this kind of micro trend within this macro trend. But if you look at where the RSI is going, the RSI is pointing down on the weekly chart. So we could come back down and revisit this line at 46, or would correspond to about $16 or $17 here before we break out. And that actually would be very healthy. I mean, when you think about it, if we were able to do that and get down to about, let's say, $17, and then we break all the way up to 207, that's what is that? That's a 10x return on our investment. So my target for end of year for Cosmos is $207. From where it is right now, that's only about a 451% return. So once again, my rule of thumb is if I don't see a 10x return, I don't buy it, which means for me that unless Cosmos breaks down to $17, I wouldn't buy any. Honestly, for me, there's enough assets that would give us a 20x return, or at least the chart indicates the potential of a 20x return between now and the end of the year, that I really won't be buying any more assets that only promise a 10x return. Just kind of looking at this chart here, this is the daily chart. So what we could see is, some cups. And if we, we're in this kind of trend here between these two levels of support and resistance, and if we could break above it, the next target would be $130. Looking at the RSI, we're making a falling wedge in the RSI, which is bearish but bullish. Once we break above it, we will be on our way. So 130 in the midterm between now and the end of the year, between 130 and $207 is what I see for Atom. So I'm holding it. I'm not going to sell it, but I'm also not going to be buying more. Moving right along to EOS. I am bullish on EOS. I've been bullish on EOS. A lot of people say EOS is dead. The chart would say otherwise. People would say EOS is dead because they're looking at fundamental issues and so forth. Well, that fundamental analysis is not reflected in this chart. This chart is showing me that we're making higher highs in the RSI that go all the way back to March of 2020, and we've continued to honor this line and make higher highs in the RSI. We got to the bottom here and we bounced. We have not broken under, and so my target for EOS by the end of the year is $50. I think it could be really between about $38, $39, and $50 between now and the end of the year. That's the weekly chart. Looking at the daily chart, we're in a falling wedge, which is bullish. But on the bright side, the RSI has broken out of that falling wedge, broken out to the bullish side. And once we make a high in the RSI that exceeds this level here, what we're going to see is that we basically have invalidated this trend. And so we have to break above here in the RSI to fully invalidate the trend. But once we invalidate that trend, all we need is a bullish break in the price action here. And if I can chart the depth of this, I can give us a target. Our next target would be 58% above this. So once we break bullish out of here, which I anticipate we will, 57% bump for us would, 58% basically would take us up to about $7. 58.37, yeah, take us up to $6.97. And yeah, so that's a nice next short-term target. But we have to break above this line, and the RSI has to break above this line. The MACDs have to finish turning bullish. Finally, HBAR. I was asked to look at HBAR. Just kind of looking at this weekly chart for HBAR. I didn't look at any other charts, but just looking at the weekly chart for HBAR. If we can get above this line of resistance here at 46 cents, if we can break above that, that would take us up to, that would give us a target of $1.58 between now and the end of the year. And from where we are now to $1.58 is 332%. So basically 3x. I will not be buying any more HBAR for that reason. All right, I'd like to update us on THETA token just really quickly. We have bounced there at the bottom of this trend line here in the RSI. Once we break bullish above this, I see $43 by the end of the year. Of course, looking at XRP, I'm still anticipating a potential touch of the bottom of this line. The RSI is pointing up right now. If we get rejected at this trend line, come back down and touch it here. Maybe we get rejected at this trend line, come back down and touch it here, slightly above where I anticipated. But still, I anticipate a bullish break from both of these trends here, both in the price action, the RSI, and moving us toward $11 to $20 by the end of the year. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin to see what the market is doing, and what the market is doing is rebounding. We are back above the 21-day EMA in the price action, which is bullish. If we close this candle above the 21-day EMA, that is golden. But secondly, what's even more golden is we're seeing a break above the RSI here, above this trend line here in the RSI. To be safe, we could move it to this tip here. Actually, that's probably more accurate. So we've got a little bit of more work to do to break above this trend in the RSI. Really, what we're going to need is to make a higher high in the RSI. That means that the RSI needs to break above this line here in order to confirm basically that we are bullish. However, the MACDs are bullish, which is good. Looked like they tried to turn bearish, but got rejected and turned back in the bullish direction. So we're going to continue to watch this weekly chart for Bitcoin. Simultaneously, the daily chart is really, really encouraging, because on the daily, we made a higher high. We made a higher high in the RSI. So all we needed was to break above this high in the RSI to make a higher high. We broke above this high in the RSI, and if this becomes support, that's bullish. We're going to move towards a target between $55,000 and $56,000 for Bitcoin. That is bullish. So if this candle closes above the 21-day EMA on the weekly, and if the RSI uses this line really as support, and we continue to move toward this target, we are bullish. And if Bitcoin is bullish, the market is bullish. So that is encouraging, to say the least. Not to mention the MACDs have broken out bullish. The MACDs have turned in the bullish direction. RSI is bullish. Price action is bullish. What we're looking at on this daily Bitcoin chart is bullish, 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 which is very encouraging for the market as a whole. And that means that some of these other assets that we looked at in previous days may not reach the bearish targets that I set for them. The market may just rebound from where it is now, which is exciting. So, folks, that's all I got for you today. Just a quick market update. Do me a favor, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, leave me a comment. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to drop a request in the comment section of any asset you'd like me to cover. I cannot promise to cover all of them, but I will do my best to look at the ones that you request. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is a hobby that I have, and this is my opinion and my perspective. Make your own adult decisions. All right, folks, with that being said, make it your aim to sleep in peace every night, wake in joy every morning, and walk in love every day. This is Cryptogenic, signing out.